Okay, so I want to welcome all of our GenTech audience to our November Customer of the Month with Krystal Cadle from CJB Industries. Welcome, Krystal.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm good to be here.
Wonderful to have you. So we're going to start out with a pretty softball question here. Tell us a little bit about CJB Industries, what your company does, and your role there, please.
Sure. So CJB is a tolling chemical manufacturing company. We predominantly work with herbicides, pesticides, and insecticides, so agricultural industry. So toller just means that we take other customers' formulations that they've given to us and we produce it for them. That's simply what the toller means. I am the quality manager for our herbicide plant, which just basically means I'm in charge of the lab. I make sure that everything we produce fits their quality standard before it gets shipped out.
Okay, and I watched the CJB video, and we'll put a link to that. It was really good. And it just seems like you guys have grown so much. So I
Really
noticed
have, yes.
several labs across various locations. Like you talked a little bit about the herbicide, but I guess if you could, maybe tell us a little more about the different facilities,
Sure.
and also the types of analytical equipment you use in them.
Sure. So we have two manufacturing plants. The plant I currently work at is the herbicide plant. The other plant is pesticides and insecticides. Both plants have their own independent labs. We predominantly use HPLCs, GCs, some IC, and then obviously some physical testing equipment, viscometers, particle sizers, things like that. HPLCs and GCs are probably our bread and butter, so to speak. Because obviously with the chemicals we make, they have active ingredients that we need to test for to make sure they meet the specifications. So
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, HPLC and GCs are really your workhorses.
Right.
So Krystal, in general, besides you, what makes CJB Industries so awesome?
Well, thank you. So we're, as you said, we're a very fast-growing company. We started out very small. We're a very flexible company. We work with different companies that are just starting out in the manufacturing world that maybe not have their own dedicated facility, to very large companies that realistically just need a little bit more produced than what they currently have capacity for. So we work with a wide range of different customers to be able to produce their products pretty efficiently and effectively.
Okay, that's a great answer. Startups to big, multinational companies, you guys can kind of soup to nuts to help them with their manufacturing needs. That's great. I think you kind of covered this, what other businesses are in your family. You talked about the pesticides, herbicides. So I'm going to move on and ask you, what first led you to work with us here at GenTech? Do you recall what the incident was that kind of first brought us together?
So we've actually been working with y'all way before my actually tenure here. So I've actually been with CJB Industries for 5 years. When this actually company first started, Doc Mike, who we call him, who is retired now, is the one that first started buying your products. So we've been a partner with y'all for many, many years. I think from our perspective, we're still a small company, although growing, rapidly. Being able to purchase refurbished HPLCs that might be not quite as expensive as, brand new ones, and thus be able to, progress and grow faster has really been a great help to us.
Yeah, okay. So that's what really makes GenTech a good fit for you, is the fact that you, it sounds like you guys are really trying to grow. So sometimes we'll talk to startups and they're really concerned about, cost, but with your situation, you're able to do more production, more work, get more done faster because you can get 2 or 3 HPLCs.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's really the advantage you guys see on the refurbished side, is just increased production at a lesser cost. Okay, that's awesome. So what's your favorite thing about working with GenTech?
Honestly, the customer service has been pretty good. In general, we've had really great experience with the machines you sent to us. We've had some issues on the computer side, and y'all have been really great with helping us with we have an outside IT group trying to make sure the software is back up and running, everything's back to getting together. We have some minor issues, calling in, making sure that we can, get those resolved in a timely manner. And then speed of just getting the machines here. Usually when, the flag has been dropped and we've decided to purchase it, we want it yesterday. It might take 6 months to get to that point, but then we want it the next day. So y'all have been able to, ship it to us fast, and then sending old equipment back to y'all has been really nice, so that we can maybe get a newer model or something like that if something we've gotten has been kind of outdated. Shipping the old stuff back to you has been great.
Okay, that's a really good point you bring up, and something maybe from different working with the OEMs is we'll take stuff back, we'll give you
Right.
cash for trade, we want it for parts, we want it for other labs who aren't as advanced as you guys. So yeah, a lot of customers say that. It's really nice of you to mention. So because you're pretty pro and you guys are long-term GenTech customer, do you have any tips, for other companies who might be in similar situations as you, growing quickly or kind of, dealing with various challenges you've had? Any suggestions or tips for others?
Sure. Like I mentioned before, looking at the pricing, for us, it just made sense because as fast as we're growing, if we realistically need 2 or 3 machines in the next year, the price of new ones versus, we might have to get 1 new one. But then we could get 3 refurbished ones and then meet that growing demand in our manufacturing processes. It just makes the lab run so much more smoothly, so that we're actually able to dedicate machines to different processes and not have to constantly switch back and forth. It's good for my lab techs. It's good for the machines. Just good all around. It's good for this process and speed.
That's awesome. So would you recommend GenTech to others? Would you recommend us?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Yay!
Yay.
And then I want to give you a little bit of a platform here. So I just want to make sure everybody knows all the great stuff about CJB Industries. So, I mean, ISO certification, and then is it true that you guys are also the automotive one, IATF? Is that accurate? What are your major quality certifications?
So we're Kim Stewart's. We're ISO 9001 and 14001 certified. So yes, we're certified for both of those. We actually just had our external audit recently, recertification last year. So yep, we're all good on there. We actually have 2 fairly new companies within the CJB umbrella. We have a research and development group that just has a brand new building built in Valdosta, called CAT, CJB Applied Technologies. And
Okay.
then we actually just have another one called Salvis that just started up, which is a more of a diagnostic detector setup.
Okay.
So we have that as well.
And is that in a separate location, or is that within the existing facility where you just made a new area?
So the CAT location is a brand new location. It's within Valdosta, but it's in a different location. Salvis has taken over a annex, we're called an annex building, because it's very, like I said, very, very new. Eventually we'll probably end up getting their own building as well. But yeah, it's
That's
very
really
exciting.
exciting. So you did kind of talk about some new things, but um, since you have this platform, is there anything else you want to tell the GenTech audience about? If there's any promotions, events, hiring, community involvement, just anything you want our audience to know about your business?
Sure. Yes, we're absolutely hiring. Like I said, with as
Okay,
fast as
everyone,
we're
they're in
growing.
Georgia. Listen up. They're hiring. Who do you need? You need techs? What
Um,
do you need?
yeah, so we need lab techs. We actually just posted a job for a staff scientist at our new Salvis business. We also have lab tech positions at our research and development group. We also have operator and processor and packaging positions as well. So throughout
Okay.
the company. Yep.
Listen up, everybody. If you're in the Georgia area and you want to get with a great organization, this company's hiring, so please consider them. Okay. Anything else? Excuse me. You'd like to add?
You mentioned community involvement. We are very involved with the community. Unfortunately, with COVID, some of that has been limited. We do cleanups in the area. We are partnered with the United Way to do some of stuff with them. food drives, all kind of stuff. So yes, we're a very community involved company. So yes, we do a lot of that kind of stuff as well.
That's amazing. That's so great to hear. Okay, so now, Krystal, we're going to move towards the end of the interview, and it's our exciting lightning round.
Okay.
This is where we get to know the real Krystal.
Okay.
So you don't have to think too hard. I'm just going to shout something out, and you just respond with your accurate response. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. First up, chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Okay. Dogs or cats?
Dogs. I actually have one dog. Yes.
Okay, it's a dog person. Are you a city girl or are you a country girl?
So I'd say in between. I grew up in a very rural area, and have lived in some larger places, so kind of in between. I do love the rural atmosphere.
Okay, so we're gonna classify you as a country girl.
Okay.
Would garlic or onions?
Garlic.
Yeah, me too. Do you consider yourself a night owl or like an early riser?
Probably a little bit more of a night owl. Kind of split the difference. I don't nothing before like 6 a.m.
Okay, and I do think our GenTech audience should know how dedicated you were. And I had trouble getting you last week because you were actually working night shift, right, to cover for a key employee.
Yes, yes.
So shout out to you for that. So she's around all the time. Okay, would you rather go camping or spend a night at the Ritz?
I do love camping. I actually have some camping equipment, so I do love some camping.
All right, so camping. Do you consider yourself like big picture? Are you more of like a detail orientated person?
Well, in my current role, obviously knowing the details and detail oriented is very important. I prefer not to lose the big picture, but obviously for my current role, details are very important.
Okay, so I'm like, if she says big picture, I'm gonna have to talk to HR because everybody in quality is always detail orientated. I kind of predicted that answer. All right, would you rather drink a cup of coffee or a cup of tea?
Ooh, that's hard. Coffee, probably. I actually have one in front of me.
Okay. Would you rather read a book or go to the movies?
I'm an avid book reader. I have a small library at home. I love reading books.
That is so cool. I'm also an avid book reader and love reading books myself. So that's awesome. Okay, and finally, the killer question, because you are in Georgia, so we have to ask you, would you rather be eating peaches or peanuts, since they're both Georgia foods?
Ooh, that's hard. I'm kind of a sweets person, so probably the peaches.
Okay, okay. They're both Georgia Pride, so we had to get clarification on that.
Yep.
All right, so this winds down our Customer of the Month interview. We just want to thank you so much for your business and for working with us through the years. And you've been a great partner to GenTech, and you're a great business. And I hope that everyone will see this and get to know you guys a lot better. So thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.